Today was not my best day for vlogging. It was not an unmitigated success by any means. These lovely earrings that I wore hit constantly or almost constantly on the little microphone, and I wasn't aware of that. For some reason, my chat all the way to the supermarket wasn't recorded because I had too much on the Bluetooth. So it didn't record any sound at all. But if you can bear with me, I won't do it again, promise. And maybe you can just watch it and ignore the little clattery sound that happens every so often, knowing that I have learned my lesson, and I'm sorry. Please enjoy. Now, I have to say that the journey here, I've gone to Marks and Spencer's and Tesco, and for the entire journey I was chatting away, not realising that I hadn't recorded a single thing because somehow my microphone wasn't working. Probably done something wrong. I think it's because I had it wouldn't accept it because there were too many things on the Bluetooth, so it just stopped. So despite me thinking that I was being absolutely brilliant, clearly I wasn't. I was rubbish. So here we go. I'm giving it another go. One thing you don't know about me is that I am a little bit OCD. When I iron, I like to iron everything. I iron socks, knickers, dusters, washing up cloths, you name it. If it's been in my washing machine, then I iron it. Yes, that's sad, isn't it? But I like to think that all those things have been ironed, all the bed sheets look nice and pressed. And I don't know, it's just a thing. And I accept that I'm a little OCD about that. The other thing that I'm a little bit OCD about is folding. Folding knickers, folding socks. I fold them in a certain way. Also t-shirts and flannels and towels. I don't like them higgledy-piggledy. So yes, that could be a problem for some people, but I'm okay with it. Another thing that I do is when I get my new paints, and believe me, I have got lots, watercolors, acrylics, oils. Actually, I have oils because I use them in my encaustic art, which is wax, beeswax, pigment, and Damar resin, and I make wax paintings. It takes about 30 layers to make a painting, and it cures over time, and then you shine it up and it has this beautiful shine on it that you can just buff up with. Apparently it's best to buff them up with an old pair of tights. I don't know why, but there you go. So I do swatches before I paint. I've got a book of swatches of paint that I've done. I haven't actually done any since my hands haven't been shaking, because I can tell you, I used to write entirely writing on these swatches, and it was a nightmare when your hands are shaking so much that you can barely keep them still. And yes, it used to be, I used to have to hold my pen with two hands and rest them on the paper to try to keep them still to make my little swatches. But it does help me choose the colour that I want in my art without looking at the tube of paint, which never resembles the colour it's going to come out as on the canvas or on the board or on the paper. The other thing is, let me think, that's three things I do. I'll pause right now. Pause. The other thing that I do is I row every day, or nearly every day. About 6 weeks ago, I bought a rowing machine, a Concept 2 rowing machine from eBay. And my husband and I went to wherever it was, not too far away, and we collected it and we put it together. And ever since then, I have rowed for up to an hour. I mean, generally these days, for the last month or so, certainly it's been an hour a time. I don't find it hard. I started off by just rowing as if I was rowing across a mill pond, and as if I didn't have a care in the world, because I know that after a time your strength grows and your rowing power grows and you improve without really trying. So I do that. I also bought a rebounder from Amazon. It doesn't make a noise because it's got those bungee cords on them. And I saw a lady, I think it was on TikTok or it was on Instagram, and she's called I Jump Instead. And she lost about 50 pounds in weight just from jumping and eating sensibly. I don't know how much that is because she's jumping or the latter, but she does have amazing muscle tone, and frankly, as you get older, that becomes more valuable and it keeps you from falling. I thought if I could do that, maybe it would improve my calf muscles and thereby improve my Achilles tendons, which is still an ongoing problem for me. I've got a physio appointment tomorrow at 11, and I wonder what she's going to do. But the next day I've got an appointment with the doctor, and I'm going to ask for another cortisone injection into my heel, both of them. I had that over a year ago now, for pain in my ankles, in my heels, around my heels, and it did stop it. And I just yearn for the day when I'm not crippled in the morning and late at night, because this pain actually wakes me up at 2 a.m, 1 a.m. It doesn't matter what time I go to bed. It wakes me up and they're throbbing, and you can't get away from your feet, can you? I never thought I would have this kind of problem, because I am a lady who wears sensible shoes. Anyway, I now can only wear MBT trainers because they've got that sort of rolling sole, which enables me to walk without pain. They're not the cheapest of shoes and they're not the prettiest, but I have got a black pair for winter and I've got a white pair to wear with dresses. And you know, I'd much rather be in a strappy pair of sandals or a little pair of high heels or something, you know, kitten heels or whatever. But it's just not a possibility at the moment because it's, you know, I pay for it. I really pay for it. So I do that for 20 minutes, jumping up and down. It does get your heart racing. And the other effect it has is that it makes you feel joyful. It improves your endorphins whilst you're doing it. And I did feel joyful. And frankly, you can't get too much of that. It is a wonderful feeling to feel joyful for no reason whatsoever. It is a wonderful feeling. So, those things I do on a regular basis. And it is starting to have benefits. The main benefit I have noticed is that my stomach muscles, my lower abdominals especially, have become rock solid. I mean, ridiculously rock solid. I say to my husband, go on, poke that. And he says, no, I don't want to hurt you. And I say, go on. So he does this. He says, gosh, that's really hard. And it is. I mean, I'm 67, nearly 68, and I've got a rock solid stomach. How good is that? Now I just wanted to make my arms rock solid and my legs. I've got chubby knees. Where did they come from? I never used to have chubby knees. And I'd really like to get rid of the chub that's right round my knees and makes them look so lumpy, which is primarily why I don't like wearing anything that shows my knees because they are rather ugly. But anyway, it started. It does, when you're rowing, it does so many muscles of your body all at the same time. And as they say in America and the US, they say you get a lot of stuff bang for your buck. And you do that when you're rowing. When you're rowing, you get a lot of bang for your buck because you're exercising a lot of muscles all at the same time. And as a lazy person, well, actually, no, I'm not really a lazy person. I'm a person who likes to faff around. I potter. I'm a potterer. Not making pots, but I potter around all day long. I can be busy all day long, and at the end of the day, I can't tell you what I've done. It's just been a very busy day. So I do that, and that takes up an hour and 20 minutes of my day. And by the time I've had my coffee and revved myself up to do it, because don't get me wrong, I don't like doing it. I really don't. And if I could take a pill instead that made me fit, then I would do that and do something else. But you can't do it because you have to put in the effort. If I have to put the effort in, then I will listen to my book on my phone and I will row for an hour and I will jump for 20 minutes or more. I'm working up to about half an hour, I think. And hopefully my aging body will gain the benefit of it. The other thing that I did that gave me a real lift yesterday was I apologised to an old friend. It's been 9 years, nearly 9 years, since we've spoken. We fell out during a time I just started taking prednisolone, a steroid, a strong steroid, and I was working at the time, and she would work with me, making all the appointments. And this steroid, this prednisolone, made me very, very hot. It also made me put on 2.5 stones in weight in 6 weeks. A lot of that was water, but I didn't appreciate that at the time. And I just couldn't understand why I felt so utterly miserable. I felt hot all the time. I felt anxious, tearful, and miserable, thoroughly miserable, because I didn't understand what was going on with me. And because I wanted the surgery to be cool and the fans on all the time because I was just melting, she felt cold, and I didn't take that into consideration. I thought at the time, well, you can wear a cardigan or a thick cardigan, but I can't take my clothes off. So we fell out, and then we didn't talk. And somebody's flashing me. Oh, and an ice cream man is flashing me. I wonder if I'm on fire. Anyway, I digress. So, I have thought about her on and off for years. I missed her. I missed her company. She was like a sister, and I felt bad. And yesterday, I don't know why, but I thought it was time to make amends and apologize for my behavior. So I sent her a text. I didn't phone. I didn't think she'd pick up, to be honest. So I sent her a text, and I explained why I had behaved the way I had and how I regretted it. And I didn't realize at the time I was quite as poorly as I clearly was, as it turned out. But nonetheless, I apologized because I missed her. And I waited, and I thought, well, maybe she's changed her mobile number. You know, people do. They go on to a new person and then they change their mobile number. So I then sent it to her email, and I thought, well, if she doesn't then reply, I doubt if she'd have changed her email. If she doesn't reply, then that's, you know, sad for me. Anyway, once I'd sent the email, I started messing around doing the things that I can't remember I've done now. And I got a text, and you know, when you see the beginning of the text as it just pops up, I thought it was going to be a very negative text, and that she still couldn't forgive me. And I dreaded opening up the full text. However, when I did, it seems that she had been very poorly. She'd had cancer on her face and was suffering from the procedure she had to have to remove the cancer. And you know, at that point I thought perhaps that's why she kept coming into my mind. I don't know, sometimes you think about somebody and they phone you. I mean, she didn't, but I feel that there was probably a reason why she kept on coming into my mind. And because of that, it prompted me to do something about it. And you know, the overriding feeling that I got having apologised wholeheartedly was that she wanted to talk to me again. And that was joyful. And I was really pleased. And she'd miss me too. So, if there's someone that you really did value in your life, that perhaps for a foolish reason you've fallen out with, I urge you to think about making amends, to re-establishing such a valuable friendship, because you will both win. It lightens your heart, and we're all too old to think we've got forever, because we don't. And to not have such a valuable friend in your life is heartbreaking. So that's what I did. That was actually the highlight of my day. Making my apology and being in touch again with my friend. I also got a beautiful message from a lady in Italy, and I have to say that it really moved me, and I managed to write my message and use Google Translate to reply. Building this channel has brought me so much that I look forward to the time when I can not worry that I've only got 37 people worldwide that are following me. Only 37, but those 37, or some of them, are interacting with me. And that's precious and brings me a lot of joy. And I only hope that I can offer them value and they can maybe perhaps learn from my mistakes or ways to cope with certain things that I've coped with. And if I can do that, then that's a good thing. I'm nearly home now, and I'm hoping that this video has recorded sound. If not, then I'm going to have to man in his Ferrari trying to turn around on this mini roundabout, and frankly I don't think his Ferrari has got a very good turning circle. What he needs is a London cab they can turn on a sixpence, but I suspect he wouldn't want that. Would you like a London cab, mister, or would you like a Ferrari? Oh, I think I'll take the London cab, not the red Ferrari. Never. Anyway, I really hope that this is recorded. When I get home, I'm going to give it a go and see what's happened. And then I will show you what I bought in Marks and Spencer. I found a cheap green dress. I know I didn't have much luck with the last green dress, and that was a reasonably expensive one. This one was cheap, and I think it's a lovely colour. Before I go, can I just ask you one massive favour? If this video was of any value to you, could you like, subscribe, and press the notifications bell? And if you think that anybody else might like it too, if it might resonate with them, then could you share it? I would really appreciate it. Apparently all those things help a tiny channel like me, and everybody else's actually, but certainly a tiny channel like me with its 37 subscribers to grow. And it would be ever so nice if you would do that. Thank you. Bye.